I mean, everything looks good as long as you know how to use it.
Progress, not perfection. So that's just going to happen.
Beauty standards do affect the Philippines, I think, but at the same time, you can't really say that anymore.
Okay, this is what happens when you work at home. So,
Are you there? We want to join.
You want to join? Okay, you can join. You want to talk about the standards of beauty? You can talk about the standards of beauty. Okay, so
hi everyone, and welcome to our FiliFest beauty panel. Today with me I have Hypergleam, Sunbeam Factory, and Zen Nutrients, three local Filipino brands, and they can start by introducing themselves.
Hi, my name is Vicky Liuson and I'm the founder of Hypergleam Cosmetics. So I just released my only product, which is Hydrating Lip Gloss, last July 25, around 2 months from now running. That's all we sell so far, but then we're in the process of developing more products. And I'm just thankful that everything's going successfully so far.
Hi, I am Jamie. I'm one of the founders of the brand called Sunbeam Factory. We manufacture lip glosses and we sell them. Right now, that is our only product, just like Hypergleam, but we are planning to release new products soon.
hi, my name is Angela Dinglasan. So I guess I'm the only veteran here. And so let's not talk about how old I probably am next to all of you. My brand is Zen Nutrients. We've been around for 9 years. We just celebrated our 9-year anniversary this month. And we make a lot of products. We make something around 150 SKUs covering head to toe.
So I sent you guys some questions, but we also got some questions from our FiliFest community. So someone sent in a question for Hypergleam asking when you're going to start searching for ambassadors. I guess this person wants to be an ambassador for your brand.
Okay, so we've actually been getting that question a lot, and we're in the process of polishing the system because we want to be able to let it stand out from, like the typical ambassador system. And so we're kind of making it a fusion between ambassador and like a loyalty award thingy. And so I'm trying to just make it really beneficial for both sides. But then, of course, like at the same time, I want the ambassador to feel like really take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just making sure that everything's prepared because right now our stocks are low and we're still waiting for supplies. So please be patient with us, and we promise what we're going to release is going to be really good.
Do Sunbeam Factory or Zen Nutrients have their own ambassador program?
I've been getting like hundreds of DMs a day asking about the same question. Ambassadors, free products, PR kits, and the like, It's bred this kind of weird culture I've seen specifically in the Philippine setting of this beauty industry to ask for free things. It's really weird. It's really strange, but it's what I've noticed.
So we do spurts. So for example, if we have sales, if we want Lazada, then we have moments. For the new line, which we just launched July 27, so it's like on its 6th week for curls. Yes, we do. Isabella, it's really too bad you can't try it because I think that line was made for you.
I really want to try it.
Yeah, so we launched a curls line, and for the curls one we did specifically only because we thought it was a different community, and in the curly girl world, they actually all talk and they all want advice.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more to breed advice because, for example, like someone just asked the other day, do you do a pineapple wash? And I couldn't answer. I had no clue what a pineapple wash was.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to throw it to the ambassadors because they're really the ones. I'm only a wavy. I'm not a full curly. So they help us answer. So in that sense, yes. And they were very happy to do it. Plus also they're micro influencers. So it was easier to deal with them. They're not the huge ones.
Mm-hmm.
And also, though, definitely I agree with you. This is a culture where people just ask to be an ambassador, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have the right reach or audience or the fit. My permanent answer, so in case you guys want to copy it, if I'm not interested, my permanent answer is thank you for thinking of the brand, but not at this time. Just polite. Not a no, not a...
That is literally what they say.
You. Yeah, that's it.
For Sunbeam Factory, somebody asked what color combinations do you think work best for Filipina skin? And as a similar question, what shades do you hope to make next?
So the thing with shade selection, I think there should be no real bounds. You know, one of those horoscope things like what color goes great with your eyes, or what color goes great with your skin tone. I think that anything can look good on anyone, honestly. Honestly, like the beauty standard is so strange because anyone can wear any color, and I've done this thing to my own colors where it would look good on anyone, really. I have a clear one, I have like a sheer pinky nude, and then I have a sheer red. Anyone would look good with those shades. I mean, if you're really thinking about what kind of shades don't look good on people, it's the perception of what people think of you that make you think like that. So I think personally any shade would look good on anyone. You just have to wear it with confidence and just like, you know, rock it. For the shades I'm going to be releasing next, it's really up in the air as of now, but I do want to release brownie nudes because I'm personally into brownie nudes, so that's probably what I'm going to be releasing next.
Does Hypergleam have any shades that they're planning to release anytime in the future?
Yeah, actually same thing, because that's what people are looking for the most right now. I think it's also like kind of a trend that people like going for nude shades more. And I think that although like right now I only have clear and pink shades like Sunbeam, it's really important also to have a nude selection as well.
So a question for Zen Nutrients. Someone asked if Asian branded skin products are better suited for our skin compared to Western products.
Good question. My long and short answer is I don't think so. I think the nice thing is when you formulate from where you're coming from, then you think about the climate, you think about what you need. You do tend to think about what you have around you. But I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't use, you know, formulations that were made in the US or Europe. I think with any skincare product or hair care product or body product, you have to think about what your body needs. Like, is your skin oily? Is your skin dry? Is your skin combination? And then you have to think about your lifestyle and your surroundings. Like if you're in Manila, obviously you have to think about the climate. It's always warm. So this is probably not the ideal place to be using heavy lotions because you're going to break out. Or if you're, you know, sitting somewhere in London, then obviously you're going to look for very heavy formulations because your skin will get dry and chapped very, very quickly. So it has a lot to do with that, plus really your genetics on how to decide what works best for you. In the end, it's really a combination of trial and error. And watch your diet because, you know, what you eat really shows on your skin.
Okay, thank you. Those are all the questions from our community. So moving on to the questions that I sent you guys about a week ago. So the first one is, what do you think Filipinos consider to be beautiful?
I think, and I'll say this because I've had 20 years of beauty experience. So a long time, like 20 years ago, where most of you were still babies, I think beautiful really was this one look. You know, she's very mestiza, she has straight hair, she has big eyes, very high cheekbones, you know, that very typical mestiza look. And I would say now, especially as I deal with the curly girls, it's very different. You can be bigger, shorter, thinner, taller, chinita, big eyes, darker skin, and it's now all considered beautiful. So I think the range has widened, and that makes me happy. Because it's more inclusive, because Filipinos can be quite, you know, before the standard of beauty was very narrow. Like everyone I talk to with the curly girls, a lot of them have been rebonding for 5, 6, 7 years. And to not have to do that, and because finally they're like, I don't care if they call me Santo Niño, my hair is pretty, then that means something has changed in the last 10 years.
I completely agree. I remember when I was growing up in the 90s, everyone was looking at this one standard of beauty. So that was fair skin with straight hair and with very classic pink lips, you know. Now with the Gen Z and everything going on, I think, along with globalization, I think the standards of beauty, while still questionable, I'm just saying
It's-
that. While it's still
but
questionable,
better.
yeah, it's way
But
better.
better.
It's way better. I definitely agree with that.
Yes. And I think it's about progress, not perfection. So that's just going to happen.
Speaking of globalization, how do you think that beauty standards in other countries affect the Filipino beauty industry? So, for example, like skincare, we see a lot more Korean skincare be popular, or for makeup, do you feel like Western beauty standards influence that in any way?
Korean 100%. Like 100, maybe 200% if that was possible.
I think that I think in late 2017, I think 2016 to 2017, we were seeing these makeup looks that are just extremely full glam. So you have full coverage, you have like painted on eyebrows, like heavy eyeshadow. And I think the Korean trend of glass skin, natural makeup, and like really young, full bushy brows, it's really evolved. And now we're seeing two sides of the coin. We're either seeing people who are still in full heavy glam makeup, and at the same time we're seeing people who rock like, you know, the cool girl look, the Glossier model off duty look. So at this point, I think that beauty standards do affect the Philippines, I think, but at the same time, you can't really say that anymore because globalization has just widened the spectrum.
Yeah, I think coming from that, Filipinos really have a mixture of like the Western and the Asian beauty trends. And I think that it really depends on the person, what they prefer and what they think fits the most. And I think that I really like that because the Filipinos are open to almost everything. And there's a lot of new things that they want to try. And I mean, everything looks good as long as you know how to use it. And so yeah, like the influence of other countries, I think it's really playing a good role for us because we're able to see more possibilities with makeup. And yeah, people are really creative with it.
Okay, so how do you guys feel that COVID-19 has affected the beauty industry in particular? Both Sunbeam Factory and Hypergleam focus on lip gloss, but with masks now, a lot of people can't wear lip products. Or for Zen Nutrients, a lot of people are worried about maskne and like their skin changing because they're always wearing masks.
So talking to my peers about you know, the industry right now, especially to manufacturers or suppliers, color cosmetics has gone down a lot, and skincare and hair care have gone down like an astronomical amount. I believe it's because people are inside, you know, a lot of people still think makeup as an obligation rather than for something fun. I mean, I personally think makeup is for fun, but some people like to wear makeup to go out. And now that we aren't going out, you know, the demand for makeup has definitely decreased, right? So in my personal experience, that was the one question. I was like, am I really starting a lip gloss business in the middle of quarantine or people are wearing masks? I mean, at first I didn't think it would do well, but a lot of people are starting to go into self-care, I think, in a way where they do buy lip products still. So I think that's indicative of a place where people are prioritizing themselves first, even if they're staying at home.
Yeah, I think coming from that in a more business perspective, I think that more people are starting their own businesses as well. And literally every day, I see new lip gloss brands. And I think that's really a trend right now, that more beauty products are being released into the market. And I actually started Hypergleam because I saw that there was a lack for lip gloss. But then right when I launched, like when I was preparing, so many other brands were launching. And I was like, I wasn't sure if it was still going to be successful, because there's already such a wide selection, like for lip tints, same as for lipsticks, brow soaps, things like that.
Oh, well, okay, this is what happens when you work at home.
Mama,
So
are you there?
Because Mama work.
I want to go with and to join
You
with
want to join? Okay, you can join. You want to talk about the standards of beauty? You can talk about the standards of beauty. Okay, so for me, because we have a few. Well, we cover head to toe. So obviously spa is affected because no one's getting a massage or can get a massage.
Food for
You
Mama.
share the can Mama finish her sentence and you can share the food. Yeah. Okay, so
I want to eat
okay,
Mama.
you can wait Mama quiet. Okay, so yes, you can. I mean, we are affected but it's not as bad as it seems for us because technically we sell a lot of bath products. People still have to bathe no matter what, and a lot of people have to wash their hands a lot more. So we're good on that side. We are affected for the spa business because, you know, this is a country where you don't give a massage to your partner. It's a country where you call a masajista, and we can't call our masajistas right now. So that is an issue. So there, I mean, it's half okay, half not.
So, how do you think that the beauty standards in the Philippines particularly affect young people or teenagers?
I'm not a teenager anymore, but I am in my 20s, and I think that hasn't really affected anything at all. I don't think it has affected anything in the beauty industry. Certainly, beauty standards, sure, but I think it's more along the lines of body image, not necessarily beauty. Everyone has this unique quality about them or particular feature in their face that is just better. So I don't think beauty standards affect much people anymore. It's more on body image, I think.
So I'm 40, so I think like 40 isn't what it used to be from what I recall from my mother at least.
That one.
That one, and I'm sure, you know, for this little girl when she turns 18 it will be different again. Like what I would say is it's much more inclusive now.
So what do you think will be the next beauty trend or skincare trend or makeup trend in 2021?
For me, I can see like the year 2000 trend coming back. And I think that it's really like showing, especially in people my age, that they're posting photos that are more like vintage vibes and like more, let's say like, yeah, just Y2K fashion. And I think that also plays a role for the lip gloss, because I realized that people kind of older, they started to not want to use lip gloss anymore and prefer like more matte lip products. But then personally, I don't really experience that. And so people are starting to consider lip gloss again. And I think aside from that, just like what was mentioned earlier, the Korean skincare and the Korean beauty trends, they're really like coming back, and the more heavy glam is kind of like fading a little. So I think that people are starting to go for the more how to describe this, like more natural, but then at the same time, they want to make it pop, like using lip gloss or like glitter and things like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's the more, well, also because, you know, there's no occasion to go out, or you get dressed for your Zoom drinks or whatever. So maybe it's a little bit more good skin, nice eyes, you know, pop of lipstick. So a little bit more natural in that sense, if only because you're not out in a club like you could be, or in a bar.
Definitely agree. I see the beauty trends going more towards, I think editorial makeup is the right way to put it. Natural skin, but heavy on the eyes, really colorful looks. So I think people are looking more into colorful eyeshadow rather than neutral. And definitely, I think lip gloss is where it's definitely heading towards, because the matte train or the lip tint train is like going out of the way.
What trend or ingredient or product do you hope doesn't exist anymore or isn't popular next year?
Well, on my end, we don't really, because Zen Nutrients isn't a trendy brand, we're a natural brand.
Mm-hmm.
So really for us, I mean, obviously the more natural, the better. So I think it's not so much that it doesn't exist, but we hope to find more things that make our products more natural. That's what we want. And more things that are local.
I agree. I think anything, like any trend that really goes way off the like accentuating natural beauty should be stopped. But then now I think there isn't really that, because we already went through like the Kylie lips phase, or like the weird brows, and the just the really weird beauty trends that they like put super glue here and then like stick the lip up. I think those are the things that I don't really want to see anymore. But then aside from that, I'm thankful that right now there isn't really like something going around like that. So I'm really proud of the beauty community actually, because it's growing a lot and it's becoming more like accepting to different kinds of beauty.
Speaking of having natural or local ingredients, how important is it to each of your brands to use things that are natural or organic or cruelty-free? And how important are things like sustainability in terms of using local ingredients and things like that?
Well, it's probably the most important for my brand. So to be honest, we started this thing thinking, okay, like we'll be a little bit like Body Shop of the Philippines, whatever. But then as we started to grow, we started to realize that the people would buy the products that the people would buy most are the ones that were very hyper local. So coconut, cocoa honey, gugo. And in turn, because of that, we ended up supporting a lot of farmers. So for us, it's extremely important to be local, to be sustainable. Honestly, our thing is the older the ingredient, or if it's something we can revive that is indigenous to the Philippines, we'll do it if it works out. So for us, it's something extremely important. If we could get everything local, we would.
I agree. If I could get anything local, I would. I kind of even feel a little guilty because lip gloss, I wish there was like a system where you could have just refillable gloss, but that's obviously not possible, especially in today's climate. So we have to use plastic in some way. How I do make up for that though is that we release some kind of things like right now we are releasing makeup bags. So they are made from dead stock fabric, and we are hiring local weavers and embroiderers to do them for us. So at least we are giving back to the community in some way. But obviously, in cosmetics, there's just a lot of plastic. You just have to make sure that you don't keep piling it on. And I don't want to promote hyper consumerism to the point where people feel the need to buy from every single thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think more on the formula. I think that's how we are able to use more natural and local ingredients in the oils that we use for our glosses. And so I've really seen the benefits that it puts in the lips. Like aside from it being a lip gloss only, people have given me like I didn't really expect it, but then they told me like using the gloss has healed their chapped lips or like just overall made their lips more plump. And I think because of that, I'm inspired to use more natural products and natural ingredients in my cosmetics. And just like Zen Nutrients, hopefully in the long run to help the farmers as well.
Okay, so final question is who or what does your brand take inspiration from?
I mean, for us, again, it's really like whatever we can find locally. And if there is something that she really wants to be part of the interview, sorry. If there is something that can help farmers or social development here or sustain anything that can help sustain the growth of the economy, then we'll do it. So for us, our inspiration is just keeping the economy going and keeping people here and alive and well.
I think for my brand, the Sunbeam Factory, we have a very specific aesthetic that we're going from. And I think it stems from, I mean, if you didn't know, we are manned by me and my sister. So it's a sister-owned brand. The two of us have very, very different standards of like makeup and you know, like what we deem as makeup. My sister is a very natural kind of girl. She will spend an hour doing her face and she will still end up looking very natural and like sun-kissed and dewy. Whereas I personally like to go a little bit more, I like to go the extra mile basically. So I think we draw inspiration from each other when it comes to the aesthetic of a brand, the branding, what we're trying to do right now. I think that's definitely where we take inspiration from each other is what I'm trying to say.
For Hypergleam, I think that aside from getting our ideas of branding from, we're trying to make like a fusion of the simple, but then at the same time, kind of like, how can I describe? Like something like more fit for the youth. I think that what we stand for is really something that is accessible and affordable for people who are younger, especially students or like young adults. And I think that we just take our inspiration from the people around who really are interested in getting into makeup, but then can't seem to find really quality or like affordable products. And so that's one of our goals, to really make all of our products high quality yet accessible and affordable. And at the same time, we're also trying to cultivate like a healthy perspective on beauty and on makeup. That it's something really that you use to highlight or accentuate your natural features. And so that's what we really want to encourage.
Okay, so just before we go, I wanted to ask all of you if there's any new product or anything about your brand you want to promote so that the FiliFest community can go take a look.
We are actually launching limited edition and sustainable makeup bags tonight. So I think that's something you could possibly look out for if that's kind of your thing. As for products wise, I don't really want to give anything away, so it's kind of like hush hush for now.
Well, for us, we just launched a curls range. So that's on curlsbyzennutrients.com. It's also on the main site, zennutrients.com.ph. So it's really a range made for curly girls and the first Filipino curly girl range ever.
Yeah, and for Hypergleam, all I can promote right now is our lip gloss. And by the time this video is released, hopefully we have good stock already. And so I encourage you to just look at the range of the shades and the different flavors of the glosses, and also let us know how we can improve as a brand.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to take time out of your Monday to be part of this talk. I really appreciate it, and the whole FiliFest team really appreciates you guys being here. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
For having us.